that and are open to do it. Yeah, I think we should start with introducing ourselves. I'll go ahead and then each of you can talk about yourself. My name is Anu Sugatan, and I am a third year PhD student in University of Oregon. Um, yeah, that's about it. And I'm originally from Delhi, so no need to call me ma'am. Thank you. Anybody else want? Yeah, you guys can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Parvez. I just completed my master's from Central University of Jammu, and that's all. And we'll have a great night. I mean, together. Where is our secretary? I mean,
I just joined. As we were doing our initial introductions. Somanand, do you want to introduce yourself? Okay, so why don't I ask people and then they can introduce themselves? So, Shahid, we have heard from. Pritesh, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. My name is Pritesh Chakraborty, and I work as an assistant professor in a general degree college in Kolkata. And yeah, that's all about me. Very happy to be here. Very happy to be attending the first semi-formal meeting for the society. We are taking a very positive and very valuable step towards establishing this community as a proper formal community. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be here.
Ananya, if you are available, otherwise, it's okay.
No, I can do it. No problem. Am I audible?
Yes.
Right. Hi, everybody. This is Ananya Saha. I have done my PhD from JNU, New Delhi, and my area of research interest is Japanese manga, soft power, and globalization. Uh, until recently, I was teaching at the Department of English, St. Xavier's University, Kolkata, where I was fortunate enough to offer a master's paper on comics and graphic studies, which was extremely enjoyable. It was a great experience. I got to guide a lot of master's dissertations. But recently, March this year, I have joined the Humanities and Social Sciences Department, which is brand new at Birla Institute of Technology, Ranchi. It's known to be a STEM university for almost 70 years. HSS is completely new, so I'm responsible for building the department. So, yes, I am stationed in Ranchi right now, and since accommodation is a shortage in the campus, I'm running around the city to do house hunting. Hopefully, I get something soon. Nice to meet all of you. Looking forward to having more conversations, and hopefully, this will be a fruitful experience. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, and I hope you get an accommodation soon. Uh, Anand,
My name is Anand Mohan. I'm a research scholar in University of Kerala and arts management professional, not in a academic profession. I am actually working in festivals. Presently, I am working in a literature festival in Kerala. Manorama Literature Festival Hortius. 11 years experience in festival fields and in events. Also, academically, I completed my master's from Pondicherry University and also completed MPhil from Annamalai University. And this is what from my. Hello.
thank you for joining. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I think festivals are also important when we think of branching out. So, yeah. Lino.
Hello, everyone. My name is Linu Sugatan, and I'm a PhD candidate at the George Washington University. And my research area is broadly literature and human rights. And I also look at graphic narratives. And recently, I have had the opportunity to teach a course, design and teach a course, which I'm calling Literary Imaginaries of Human Rights, where I have included graphic narratives as well, where I look at the representations of caste and gender and its convoluted entanglements with race. So yeah, that's about it. I'm looking forward to be part of this group and looking forward to the future endeavors. Thank you.
Okay. Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, hello. Uh, I'm Doipayan Roy, but Bruce Wayne is my alter ego.
Okay.
And I have recently submitted my PhD thesis from NIT Mizoram. And currently, I'm a visiting scholar at Troy University, US. And my research interests are rock music. I'm working on the poetry of Jim Morrison, best known as the frontman of the rock band The Doors. Apart from that, I can dive for comics and graphic novels as well. So that's my second area of interest. So that's all. Thank you for inviting me in here.
Thank you. Somanand, you're also the secretary. So,
Thank you. Somanand Saraswati, and currently I'm working as an assistant professor at the Institute of Advanced Research, Gandhinagar. And since I guess around 2014 15 that I have started like working on graphic narratives, and this was my bachelor's then, which was in Delhi University, then in masters, then my PhD, all have been around graphic narratives. So in my PhD, I worked on Indian graphic narratives, and overall my area of interest revolves around Indian narratives, Indian visual culture, and so on. And I have been very active in terms of creating this sense of art in my community that is there where I'm located. So in Gandhinagar, we have like many universities. It's a knowledge corridor, so around 10 universities are there. So previously, I was working in Pandit Deen Energy University for 5 years as a visiting faculty, and while I was pursuing my PhD, and now as an assistant professor. So in all these universities, I have started these initiatives of students who are taking part and kind of getting involved in art, specifically in sequential art, not particularly just the art. So sequential art, the storytelling, and how they can use it. And I have presented papers, and all my papers again revolve around graphic novels and uh, art, Indian visual art and culture. So that's it, I guess. Although I have been trying to work on a graphic novel, but it's still in the initial stages, um, which I hope I get the time to complete it. But that again is something that I would love to work on.
well, good luck on that. So, and also kudos for doing a lot of work in the field. Uh, just the last person, Ritaban.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Ritaban Bhattacharya. I am currently a PhD scholar on the final year of my work. I'm probably about to submit by the end of the year. I'm working on anime. So I guess that's about it. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for joining, and also for the people who actually worked on actually promoting this group and also making it reach at this stage. Uh, since I am one of the person who like joined, I think little late in the group, I would like to know a little bit about where it stands now in terms of registration and things like that. And I know Shahid worked, and I'm not sure if who are the other people who work behind the scenes. So if we get an idea about where it stands now. So that would be great.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I was doing this behind all of this, and I was literally like uh, fond of this idea, like creating a society and all. And I just completed my master, so I get some ample time to invest on it. So I just figured out how to do this voting and all. So I just consulted it with Dr. P.T.S. Chakraborty and figure out some the fragments and then just put together the dots. So this group is initially stands at the position that we have our three important figures like our president, you, our secretary, Dr. Somanand, and me as the treasurer. But I don't have any kind of field experience. It's just the voting that has made me this up to this post, and I'll be looking forward to contribute as much as possible. And I have done my dissertation upon this comic graphic, and so like this the position, the initial position of this, we need to figure out the initial rules and regulations, though I don't think that we will be getting a full handbook of that, and I don't think that is quite necessary for now. But at the initial, at the very initial, at the beginning or the like infant stage, we should be regulating our society with some formal rules and regulation. So this meeting is particularly for that reason, and I invited uh, all the group members and the authorities to discuss how to deal with this problem. I mean, uh, initial rules, initial regulations, and the criteria, the budget, the overall expenditure, whatever, whatsoever. So from my side, I have done the like how to recruit, how to manage, how to do the paperwork and all. And I'll be looking forward to you. I mean, at the like other elder members, elite members, whosoever, because I'm just like 23 years old kid. So I'll be looking forward to you to have some critical ideas and notions to contribute in it. That's where we stand now.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think we should work as a group. Don't need to have those hierarchy if that's comfortable with everyone, because let's just work as a group as people who are interested in the same field. So thanks for sharing. And also, you said that you're figuring out on initial paperwork and stuff, and then of course we can do that together. And also, there's a need to officially register the society as well, right? If I am right.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
yes, and anybody who wants to talk more on those lines are welcome to do that.
Yeah, actually, ma'am, I spoke with SBI manager regarding to make our society as an account for our society, so making it more legit. And the manager told me that we need to register our society under society law, something like that, where we need to provide the KYC of the president, the treasurer, and uh, and I guess the vice president, if I'm not wrong. So like, and we need to keep account. I mean, a sum of around 5,000 to keep the account active.
Hmm.
So that's all the information I have to make it legit. But we need to do it at in a notarized paper, something like that.
Okay.
And if I may just add, since I recently have registered one society,
Okay,
so
that's great.
kind of in was in the zone. So
All
what
right,
I did, my for my mother, I kind of like wanted to start a trust, and that trust again revolved around education and art kind of. So I registered it in Delhi, and so overall, what we needed was that we needed a trust deed or a society
all right.
memorandum deed.
Uh huh.
That is basically the rules that how the society will function. So
Right.
we have president, secretary, and treasurer to begin with. So what will be the roles? So each position and what will be the power that each position will have. Then whether since this is society, so every year we will have to have one general meeting where we'll have to re-elect the everyone. And for right now, what we'll require is we would be the founding members of the society. So what again we would require is to kind of get an idea of what basic criteria do we need for allocating membership to others. So people who are in the group, so we will require that all these two like people will be the founding members of this society, and we will be the office bearers. So we'll have to like sign and things for the for whatever it is. So once we have that deed ready, then we'll have to get it registered, and then the bank account thing can happen. So
All right.
you can submit a deed along with the KYC and other things to start the bank account. Uh,
That's
so
great.
for I guess what first step would be right now is kind of to know that what will be the objective of this group, that as a group what are the things that we can do. So is it like we are organizing, we are creating a platform, we are creating a community, but what that community is going to do, that would be something we might have to figure out. And so that would be the objective and purpose. Around that, we can build that memorandum. So if that is there, then I would be able to create most of it because I have the format. So in terms of laws and everything. So if we have the purpose and overall what we are planning to do in that sense. So we would be able to put that in the official legal perspective of it. So that I guess would be the first step, and then membership criteria. How what would be the criteria for members to join in? Do we want a membership fee or not? If we want membership fee, then either way to function we would require some funding until we get some funding from some organization. So to function, how would we plan to function?
So I definitely agree with you. Like, we need to keep a membership fee because without that, I don't think it's possible. Like, to keep this society active, like, there should be a membership fee. That's my opinion, though.
Uh, do you guys think? Okay, so we do know about. Okay, that's great to know all these rules and regulations. And I think one of the first steps that we need to do would be to actually formulate the objectives that would be required for the society. Um, what are some of the things that we can come up together? Any ideas?
Um, yes, it is.
Yes,
So
Pritesh.
uh, this was, I mean, I'm repeating the
Did you raise
word
your
at
hand,
the,
Pritesh?
yes, sorry, I was talking on mute. So I mean, this is the issue that I had been raising since the first meeting. We had a meeting like 3 years ago when the group was like of 10 people. So anyway, the first objective of this society or this community is to propagate, support, create scholarly documents, seminars, conferences, further communities based on Indian, based on comics produced in India. That should be, that could be one of our basic goals. Propagate, promote, support, create, because there are creators like Horshomon also. Uh, Comics produced in India, we should promote it, we should support it by I mean there could be like two branches of it, like one creative and another academic. While the academic will mean that we might try to initiate a journal, maybe online journal, because it costs uh, much less to have a online journal than to have a print journal. And the creative part will be what Harsho Mohan, it would have been really great if Harsho could have had joined, but anyway, what Harsho had hinted at the last meeting, I guess Somanand was there, Anu was also there, that the 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 creators, the artists, the illustrators will team up with the story writers or with the academicians in the group to create not just comics for commercial but for academic purposes as well, uh, like Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics is a book about comics. It's a meta comics. So in that vein, we could be focusing on both academic pursuits through journals, through arranging online conferences, seminars, which again costs less, but yes, they are logistical nightmares for people who are going to do it. And you can depute people from the group who will be in charge of, say, the chief editor of the journal, who will be responsible to carry out the functions. They can recruit other volunteers from the group if they are interested. So that could be one of our goals, to promote all sorts of activities, academic and creative, commercial also in the long run, uh, which will help promote scholarship on on comics produced in India, and which will also promote comics produced in India, not just in the scholarly field, but also in the commercial and the artistic arena. So that's my two bit here.
Thank you. That's a great point. And I do feel that we need to like once we have the objectives, so these journals, workshops, conferences, these would come like logically after those things. So yes, to have a creative branch and to have an academic branch from the creators and the scholars who are specifically working on the comics produced from India. So that's one of the goals, which sounds interesting. Anybody else wants to say on this?
Uh, if I just add what Pritesh Das just said, I guess that perfectly kind of captures the entire purpose. So from that one sentence, we can enhance and create more overall purposes. So that in a way defines, that solves our first issue of having the purpose. So I think that in a way clears it. What the second or the third, in terms of conference, I guess next year in March, this IIT Gandhinagar event that may happen, that could be our first collaboration, in, if possible, or if it deems possible, because that would be a comic event. So it could be a perfect place for us to even launch, and mostly Sanada will be there. Last year, Vishwajit Dawal was there, and they all would be there around. So that would be kind of a perfect kind of a scenario overall to, and we would require institutional supports or collaborations as well. So to start with, IIT Gandhinagar, IIT Patna could be one, IIT Delhi could be one, along with the institutes that we are working in. So that by default will be the part of some the things where we can collaborate. So in terms of conferences, I think we would be able to uh, start there.
I think my university is also, we graduate students are also thinking of coming up with a conference. Probably we are in the initial stage, so we might have a conference probably by next year end or next to next year beginning. So that would be one way where we can internationally connect, and I would try to get some funding for the international scholars also when that happens. So that's also on the run. But yeah, those are like, I think it would take some time once we institute it properly. Then these would come later, I guess. Uh, Yeah, so yeah, the partnership with the institutions is one agenda as well.
In fact, for us, I think we have some role models, kind of. So, Comic Study Society in Canada, there is. So these are these kind of society that has existed in different countries. So this would be the first one for India, which is
Yeah,
so good. Which is so good. Like for me particularly, when we started, I had nobody. Like till then, even I think uh, Pramod Nair has also not written his book. So in 2016, his book came, but that was very isolating period in the beginning, in the early 2000s, when there was actually you can't actually connect with anybody who is working on these the same area. So for that, this seems so good. So kudos to all.
okay, that's great. Uh, so we do have the main goal on which we are working, and also what are the sub subsections of it, to have conferences and journals, uh, probably workshops, because there's a creative part of it as well. And I
Yeah.
any other ideas? Yeah.
Hello. I was just asking, like, when you begin with this, I was wondering, like, is there a template as to, like, say for instance, in my university we have this English Graduate Students Association. So we have this, I mean, we call it the constitution with specific articles which mentions the mission statement, then the leadership roles, which clearly defines the leadership roles and responsibilities and things like that. uh, I'm talking about the English Graduate Students Association at George Washington University. So I'm just asking about, like, if you already have some sort of a template to build upon. Uh,
Yes, I guess that is what I was kind of suggesting that. So memorandum of deed is just that template or the rule book. So the thing that we have to get registered at the registrar's office, that would be the basically this the set of rules, which is in India is called like memorandum of deed. So that is something that we have to work on, kind of creating with the purpose, then how members will be elected, how members will be selected, what will be the purposes and all that. But we have to start
Yeah,
with the name.
so
Yes.
okay, okay.
I think these the ones that we are discussing would be mission statements, because those are the
Yeah.
objectives and purposes, and then after that we can decide on the leadership roles and also the consecutive elections that would come yearly. So, any ideas other than the ones that we have discussed? People are welcome to say those.
I guess British is saying asking about the name, so that could be
Sorry.
the name. Priteshra in the chat box, he's asking about the
Oh,
name.
oh, name of the society. Oh,
Yeah, I guess before we start anything, I mean, we need to have a name. Like, will it be Indian Comic Scholars Society simply, or will it be something jhakkas, like, I don't know. I mean, no jhakkas ideas right now, but I think we could come up with some names, or we could like open it in the group, because I think everybody should have a say in that. But we need to do that before going for the the paperwork. And I think we need to do it really fast, because we are the
If
president is here, the secretary is here, the treasurer is here, the other members are here, and I believe I'm speaking out of turn, but I believe what can be done today in this meeting itself is president, treasurer, and secretary should decide who will be the core members. You will pick the core members. They might refuse. Bharatiya Lok BJP will love you, man. Okay, so you guys are like the bosses now. So you will like pick your henchmen, and you the members will serve under your directions. So I volunteer to be a member if you consider me good enough to be one, and then we can proceed. So like in the minutes, I think Parvez and Anu both are writing down the minutes. So one of the minutes could be um, the rest of the team should be decided, like, and this should be decided by the president, secretary, and the treasurer. Who else should work and what functions will they work? Because there is a document in the group where many people had come forward and said that they would do this, they would do that. I do not have the document anymore because my phone was it was gone, it was dead, so I lost all of it, but I'm sure some of the members will have it. So what I'm saying is, let's come up with some names, as we can see in the chat box, some serious names also, and then we can go forward. I mean, before we set the goals, I mean, our goals are pretty clear. Like, we are going to have workshops, seminars, conferences, online, offline, depending upon our budget, depending upon how much we can afford. We will go for workshops, creative workshops, academic workshops. We will try to create a journal. And another thing that comes to my mind when I talk about society is to nurture, as Somanand was saying, uh, which was not pronounced in the last idea that came into my mind, is that we will deliberately nurture young scholars like Parvez, or who else wants to take up comic studies as for their PhD, for their higher studies, or for their master's theses also. We will try to give them all the support in the form of a shared library, maybe, because Kurt is not here. I don't know what his real name is, but he keeps giving all these PDFs and books and all that. Uh, and we can have a kind of a community library specializing on comics related materials, books, articles. Because, yeah, I mean, Anna's article steal from here, and we will steal from Anna and create our own library, which the members paying a nominal fee will be able to access it. So that could be another goal. I don't know if that works, but that came into my mind.
Yeah, those are great goals. Also, I think there's already comics scholar society. No, what's the name? CCS.
CSS.
Yeah, CSS. Comic Studies
CSS, yes.
Society. Yeah, yeah.
And
So that one,
Partho is a executive member at large
I
in there.
yeah, I just saw the message. So if he wants to add anything, that would also be great. And also, I was saying that there's a graduate section of that society, and they already have this mentor-mentee program where, like you said, people are trying to share their mentorship for students who are interested in having that sort of a connection. So that's a possibility as well if members of the group wants to learn more from people who are already working in the institutions or otherwise. So yes. So sorry, Somanand.
Yes. So I guess Parthada would be able to connect us to CSS as well. So that would be our international collaboration, along with what will connect us to. So as a society, would have these international collaborations that we can think of. In terms of name, I guess something academic. If you could, uh, although we can have trendy kind of names, but if we could get an academic, then it would be easier for these institutions to collaborate with us, because in posters and everything they have to put our name along with theirs. So that would be one suggestion. Like, if for names we can get some academic name.
I yeah. Because Indian comics, if we have to like follow the model of Canadian comic studies societies, it's just like you add Indian in front. So that's one thing. I don't know.
But that may also give a different connotation that we are focusing on Indian comics, whereas we are more or less comic studies in India kind of a zone. That
Mm-hmm.
Indian, Western, and anyone who is working on comic books. So when we put Indian before, then it becomes like we are working on Indian comics itself. That is the problem with the Canadian thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are CSSC, Canadian Comic Studies Society.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay, so either we can decide it today or we can
we will
open
do
it up
I
to group.
guess.
Yeah, and then maybe like three of us can select one, or like whoever member who wants to come. Like Pritesh said, he would like to be a member. We can
Yes.
call those people member at large, and then we can all decide on one name, because less people, if they're deciding on name, it will be more I think feasible than having a lot of people decide on name. So we can open it up in the group, and then once we collect all the names, then we can decide on one. So yes, so that is for
We-
the name.
The second thing would be that we'll decide core members, the founding
Yes.
core members of the group, and we can also think of in certain societies there is honorary positions like honorary memberships given to certain
Mm-hmm.
people who are of certain scale. So that we
Yeah.
can also think of that we can give some honorary position memberships to
Mm-hmm.
certain well-established authors.
Yeah, who have
But
already worked on the field. Yeah.
like Sanada, or if they agree to, that depends on them. But so, yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, that's great as well. And do we want to work like decide on the leadership roles right now?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, I'm also doing it for the first time, so you guys can also tell us what to do. um,
It's first for all of us.
okay, great to know.
I
I
guess
was just trying to pull up
president.
the.
Yes. As
I
a
was
president,
just trying to.
you will be
Yeah.
hosting the entire all the meetings. Uh, you will
Mm-hmm.
uh, in terms of meetings will be headed under your supervision. As secretary, I guess I have to document everything.
Mm-hmm.
Documentation, that would be the things that might be mine.
Right.
And
I was just
I,
trying to pull out the CSS executive board list and see what does that say. Okay, I think that's sort of a general idea, so I can write that up. It won't be a problem, and then I can share it in the group about the roles, because unless anybody wants to add anything that they would want to do, or I can just assign what we would be generally doing. Okay, I think I'll work on that and then share it in the Google Doc once we finish the meeting. So we do have an idea about the mission statement, leadership roles, and what are the things that we want to work on as part of the mission and also objectives. Um, and and then we need to work on the uh, actual registration of this society, and once we have that, we need to decide on like membership and things like that.
that will
So
all that will be decided beforehand. So membership criteria has to be put in the deed, and then we'll be able to register. So registering would be the last part once we
okay,
are.
got it. Okay, so what what do you think that a feasible membership fee would be, and should we divide it on the basis of people who are already working somewhere should give more compared to the students and things like that?
It's complicated. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I guess it's like one of the systems that I found in the US was that
Yeah.
as much as you can, like, let's not like put something out there other than for the core members, or other than for people who can, like, who are doing something and they might add a little. But for students who are not earning that much or earning at all, I mean, Indian students don't earn at all. So we will like put it out like whatever you can, whenever you can, right? No yearly or quarterly membership like that, but if you want to get attached to the group, do whatever you can add, like, I mean, starting from 1 rupee as a token to, I don't know, 100, 500. But yes, I mean, there should be some kind of uh, measurements of abilities for those who are working. So that is, as Somanand is saying, is quite complicated, and our meeting ends in 15. So for that also, I think, I this is my suggestion, that usually what happens, whenever the money comes in, people leave, right? India hai bhai, समझना पड़ेगा. So we want everything for free, but um, I mean, let us start with like some amount, like, I don't know, 100, 200. I don't know if I sound cheap, because that's my aukat. So like for yearly membership, maybe, or for lifetime membership. So I think somebody who is somebody who has worked in these things would be able to guide us. What about Anand Mohan? Could you think you can give us some data on this? Partho has given something. Faculty 1000.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, I can more suggest you in the events and coordination works. More
Okay.
suggestions
Okay.
in programs only.
Okay.
And
No issues.
okay.
So I
Okay.
agree with what Partho Bhattacharya has provided us with. Um, but is this yearly, or is this like
Is it
what?
an
Yes, annual membership. Okay, fine. I mean, I agree with it. But postdoc and PhD students, I don't know. We will see. I mean, let's put it out in the group. Let's see how many bad words we hear after this, and let's see where it goes. I mean, because we need the money. I mean, without the money, we are going nowhere. We will go nowhere. So
I guess in CSS, whichever the Canadian version is, they have this $2 thing. So
Yeah, that's actually for the BIPOC. So
whichever highest amount can be decided by the member. So minimum we have to do $2, and then
yes,
I
true. I
think,
mean, after this, we could simply say that give whatever you can, because we are like 200 people. If we take
mhm.
into consideration the Facebook group, we are actually more than that. So even a small contribution will go a long way, and somebody needs to be like, Kabuli wala. I don't know if you recognize the idea, but Parvez will, somebody who will keep asking money. So treasurer is the person who is going to ask money, and Bruce Wayne can also help a co-treasurer or maybe vice president, something like that, and then he can also keep asking for money, and we can have like small circles, like I might have like 10 friends whom I know intimately, and I can like hound them for the money, and then Somanand can do it for from his friends, and Shahid can do, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I mean, we guess we need some funding.
And even to register, we have to give them the basic like amount. So kind of
Yes,
5,000.
yes.
Yes, I think that it would be better if we fix like you're saying a range at least 50. I think everybody would be able to give. So if you fix a range for students from may say 50 to 200, so most likely they would everybody is going to pay the minimum only. So like a range can be fixed for that at least to have a clarity of things, and then it's up to them. But we would know that the minimum would be provided in that case.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yes, I mean, minimum and maximum ranges can be fixed. Yes.
Yes, and then of course we have to divide it in terms of the position in which people are there. Uh, Also, I think Canadian Comic Society has the $1 thing for BIPOC students. That's like Black, Indigenous, people of color. So I don't think we need to devise anything on that basis, at least in the initial stage. So yeah, we'll just divide it according to the students and faculty, and in that sense. Uh, okay. And then we also have a suggestion: keep the journal publication out of the membership.
Yes.
Uh,
Society can be launched in at the
mm-hmm.
at March if we keep that target.
Okay.
That that I'll,
The
I'll
conference. Okay.
show that. I'm part of like
Mm-hmm.
organizing.
Okay. That's great. Um, okay, we do have some guidelines. And okay, I'll try to write the minutes, and I think Pervez, you're also writing it, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so we can combine the document together, and then share it with you in the group. And this was 1 hour call, which Google has right now, and I think it might end anytime soon. So I hope things are clear a little bit right now. And what we have is we talked about the objectives. We have a little sense of rules and the power positions. I'll write it down, and also what we want to do, and what kind of money we want to fix on. We got the suggestions from Partha Bhattacharya. I'll keep that in mind, and also give a range, and then we can fix on that. Um, Yes, and the member at large, one would be Pritesh, and you can suggest the member at large. I think that's the one thing that we can decide on, and then we can maybe leave the meeting for today. Yes, Shahid.
Ma'am, actually, I was eager to say that why shouldn't we create a website with the name of our society, and where we can create a demo of the our library, our collections, and the people with people edit peoples with us, and the like too soon collaboration, so we can highlight these points. I mean, as we are reaching out more peoples around internationally, so like gather more members, so funds, I mean, as you see the way around.
Yeah, I was also thinking about the website. I think we can start a website before registering, if I'm not wrong, right? And then give the information thereafter once all these things are done. So if anybody is really good at the web thing, that would be great. They can take the assignment, or just a moment, conference. Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
the suggestion that we can
yeah,
launch
sorry
it.
for the interruption. And since the meeting is going to end soon, so I'm like interrupting. So, the regarding the website thing, just put it out in the group. Let's see if somebody comes up,
Yeah.
takes the bait.
Yes, and whoever wants to suggest more names who can be a member at large, I think all the people who joined today would they are because they came today. We can think of them as some members who can contribute more in the future. So I have noted everybody's name, but if more suggestion is there, we can work on that as well. What do you guys think? Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm giving that. Yeah, so we are just going to give that responsibility to Pritesh then. You can decide on who are going to be the members at large. Okay, great. So I think this was a fruitful meeting, and we have certain things noted down, and I will share, like combinedly working with Shahid, a document. Once we have it, I'll share it in the group, and then we can see how to move forward. Okay, you can suggest the names. Great. Anybody wants to add any concluding things? Otherwise, we can leave. Okay, great. Nice meeting all of you, and hope to see more faces soon, like in more meetings. Thank you.
Bye
Good
bye.
night, ma'am.
Good night.
Yeah, good
Good
night.
night, everyone.